Okay, everyone, good day. It's 6:48 p.m. here. My name is Demola Johnson, and I will be creating well, my first screencast with my voice. I think I've created some before, but I don't think I spoke into it. Anyways, this is the first one I'll be doing with my voice. In this video, I will be recreating an animation I posted recently on my page, on my LinkedIn page, and surprisingly, I got a good number of reactions, and um, someone asked if I could create a video tutorial, and I thought, okay, why not? I think the first comment I got was like, was this really done with articulate storyline? And as you can see, yes, it was. And you can see there are a bunch of shapes all created with articulate storyline. So let me preview what I have here, and then we will create one afresh. I hope I get it exactly the way this is. Okay, so this is what we have. Yeah, so it's a logo review for an e-learning course. I think I created this when I saw a post by Alexandra, responding to one of the challenges posted in Articulate community, asking how do you open your courses. Most times open my courses with logo review because I try to make the clients feel like they own the course, or make the course more of the clients. So I try as much as possible to come up with a logo review, and this is just a sample of how the logo review can be. And so let me just jump right into creating something similar. So I'll do that by creating a new slide, a blank slide, new blank slide. And if we see what we had here, we had two shapes. Those were the first animation, the red circle, the rounded square, before the orange guy came in, and then the white droplets appeared. So the first thing is to insert these shapes. So insert the first guy. To draw a perfect square, you hold down your shift while drawing, and then the circle. So to draw a perfect circle, you hold down your shift while drawing. So I've got my um, guidelines here to see, just to help me position my object, and to also help me know where the slide starts and end when I start bringing in larger shapes. Now the next thing is to insert the motion path animation, and that's by going to the animation panel, add motion path, and then I use this linear or line motion, drag the endpoint to this place for each of the shapes, drag the endpoint to the opposite direction here. So with this, I have this. Nice. So the next thing, if you notice from the animation, the rectangle um, road, so it didn't just slide in as it is in this case. So aside from the motion path, I added spin. Was it spin? Yeah, spin. Now this is it. Right now, if I preview this, you would see that the the square spun to this point, and we want it to get to the end. So what I'll just do is increase the timing, since the duration for the motion part animation is 2 seconds. I'll just increase this to 2 seconds. So what that means is they start and end together and if I preview this, you can see that right now it's getting to the end, which is what I wanted. So that is done. We can apply our colors for this, any color really. uh, Maybe this, just something similar to what I had before, and then red. So let's preview this again. Okay, so at the point they overlapped, we noticed that the um, square was covered by the circle. So what I did to give some kind of effect is to reduce the opacity of the circle just a little, so that when they overlap again, you see that quick effect of the square passing through the circle. So once that is done, the next thing is to bring in the large orange ball. Now it's large because it covers the screen. Now this is one of the reasons why I have my guidelines here, because with this I can tell where my slide starts and end. This ball is orange, so I just make it orange. Now if you remember, the duration for the motion part animation is 2 seconds. So what I want is, at the middle, I would want this guy to start appearing, and if it ends here, so this is the middle, I want this guy to start appearing. I'm putting kill points just by clicking on C. So I drag this guy here, and then further, also I need to align it to the slide now using my align features. So I align center and then align middle, so that way I've gotten the perfect alignment. And then my animation, I go to grow and see what I have. Okay, so initially when I tried the animation at first, I used zoom out, but what I noticed is that the zoom out add a little bit of fade in it, so it fades while zooming, and that would not give me this seamless or liquid flow as much as I would want. So I'd rather use grow. Um, the disadvantage of using grow is that if the object is not well centralized as I did with my align tool, it's not going to start from the center. Whereas if I'd used zoom feature, there's the zoom out, I could select from the drop down that I want the object to appear from the center. So I'm using grow now, so previewing what I have. Okay, so what I'll also do is to increase the duration of this a bit, just to give this liquid feel. So maybe get to 1 second, a quarter second faster. Okay, so that way you see that as the ball is appearing, it's almost going at the same pace as the first two objects that appeared. So I think that's fine for now. And then the next thing is to come up with, or to bring in the droplets. The Now looking at the timing, if this guy takes 1 second to complete his animation, that means at this point, just at the point when these first two objects would complete the animation, it will also complete its animation. So that means I can bring in the drops from the next quarter of a second. And the drops are made up of circles, a lot of them. First circle, second. So different sizes. The whole idea is we're trying to give the impression of droplets. And as much as possible, you try not to let the droplets have some kind of orderliness. So it looks like an actual drop. It looks like actual drops. Even though this is looking like it has some arrangements in it. Anyway, so we have our droplets. We make them white and time them. I want them to appear as well, I want them to appear quick, so I'll just make them half half of a second. I'll make the animation duration half of a second. So I come here, use the same grow, and then this. Also, because they definitely won't appear all at the same time, I would move this a bit, move this a bit. Same thing here, this here, but I don't want them to be so far from themselves. So the next one should have the same timing as the previous one had. So some of them will appear at the same time, some of them wouldn't. Okay, so that's about it. Let's preview what we have. That, that, that. Okay, I think that was too fast. I think it was. So maybe we increase it a bit. That's the duration. So 0.75. So let me see what we have. Then I need to increase the break. So let's see what we have now. Okay, that's fair enough. So if we're looking at 0.75, that means that the last guys to appear, which are this one, would complete their cycle here. So this is when we are going to bring in the white giants, which is this. It already has the grow in animation, so we just stick to it and we preview what we have. Okay, it's somewhat like it, and maybe we just increase the timing of this a bit. I think at 1 second is fine. We'll make it 1.25. Trying to make it as smooth as possible. I still feel the droplet be should be shorter. So I think I'll go back to my 0.5 second and let me see what I have. And because of that, I'll need to bring this guy backward a bit. Yeah. So at this point, 1.25, so this is 1.25. At this point, this guy completes its animation. That means that from this point, that's 1.5, we return to our initial white canvas or white slide. So what that means is that from here I could end these guys here, because really you wouldn't notice from the animation. So let's look at it. So that means at 5.5 seconds everything should be white. Yeah, so we didn't notice that. So from here, which is like the beginning of new era, bringing the two shapes, or in this case for the sake of this demo, let me just use one. Okay, let me use two. So this guy and this guy, group them and then align them properly. Center, center, so I want them to be on center. Ungroup them, put animation float in, the floating from the top coming down. So this guy comes before this guy. It takes them 0.75, so I'm giving a lag of 0.5. I think in the actual animation I gave it a lag of 0.25. Slow. So I'll make this guy 0.5, bring this guy backward and make it 0.5, and see what we have. Okay, so that's about it. Color, no, let's give it this color. Color, let's pick any default color. Alright, so I'll just come here to pick this soundtrack. I think I've used more time here. I said so. So this animation is quite longer than this because of the droplets I have here. But then okay, so that's it.